have a lot of investment in our clients. With this one man, once I noticed that he was plateauing, it's like, okay, let's get you moving now, because that really is kind of the concept.
I want to welcome everyone to Insights with Marcia. Everybody wants to get more fit, have a little more muscle on their body, and look good for whatever the occasion is. So I have with me today two very special people, and it is Marisa Garra and Rajiv Alluri. And I see them about once a week. We're buds because they coach me on how to look better as far as exercise, feel better. Because what I've been doing is going to a place called Mandu, see it on their shirts. And if you've never heard of it, it is EMS workout. Now, Raj is a doctor. I'm a nurse practitioner. So when we hear EMS, we think of emergency medical services. When you go to their workout place, it's not going to be an emergency medical. It's going to be electrical muscle stimulation. And you're going to be able to get how long a workout would you say? We're gonna do it for 15 minutes, but 15. It would be comparable to 30 minutes or more in the gym. Hour in the gym, hour and a half in the gym. So I know y'all are dying to hear more about that. It's fun, it's exciting. So I want to get started. So we'll start with Marisa.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about you. Tell me your history and what made you get into Mandu and EMS.
So I have a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology.
Hello?
Specialty in cardiac rehab, but first couple of weeks in a hospital decided it wasn't for me. So I went the corporate fitness way, and I've been in fitness pretty much since the 90s. I ended up opening up a personal training studio that evolved into a group fitness studio. So I was the first one to introduce bar to Austin before the franchises came in about 6 months later.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Definitely have worked with the hundreds of women and probably 100 men because it's primarily female based. But I moved to New York City and opened up another fitness business where I just rented out space and did fitness classes. Came back to Dallas, was still involved in the fitness world, and then got an email from Mandu asking about running their studio. I had never heard of EMS in the fitness space, only in the medical space.
Yes.
So I went and tried it out. That was kind of part of the deal is, let me try it out, see if this really works, because I had never heard of it, and literally, to think the idea of just getting hooked up and that it's going to build muscle for you didn't really register with me. But yeah, about 2 months later into it, then I decided to go ahead and take the studio manager position, and I've been there ever since.
Awesome. And we're so glad you're there. We're so
Thank
glad.
you.
Everybody gives a good workout, but I know Raj, the one time I got you, it was a great workout. And you just, you've done, you've worked with orthopedic surgeons,
Yes.
So you've seen everything like underneath, like what's really those muscles.
What's going on?
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about you.
Yep. So I grew up my entire life in Chicago. So post high school, I had a choice. Either go the traditional route, 4 years bachelor's and then med school. The extra few years did seem a little bit excessive. So we decided to go to India. It's just a little bit more affordable, direct medicine program, 5 years. Completed it there. When I was about to leave, got a lot of advice that, hey, don't go back without practical experience, because you're going to stand out amongst your peers because you'll actually have surgical experience, medical experience, diagnosis and all. So I worked for 2 years. Then I decided to come back, pursue my residency through the steps and everything, which I'm currently doing right now. But my entry into the EMS field actually happened after I tore my ACL in a basketball tournament.
Ooh.
So again, I was advised not to get surgical reconstruction because they're like, you don't need to, you're not trying to be a pro athlete or anything. So one of the side effects of that was I had chronic knee pain for about 2 years.
Oh, wow.
I could not sit in a car for more than 5 minutes without having to stop the car, get out, stretch.
Oh, wow.
So we tried everything. Again, I worked under an orthopedic surgeon. So we were like, what do we do? So he tried a bunch of different things. And I've always been a fitness guy, played sports my entire life. So then I met a physiotherapist who worked with TENS EMS units. So I hooked my knee up. 2 weeks later, my knee was fine. Now I can jump, run, no pain. So when I was in Dallas, I was driving around, I saw men do, and I realized they were hiring. And I was like, oh, clinical fitness. Since it like actively improved my life, I wanted to see how much further it can be taken, what they're currently doing, and how I can use my experience and knowledge to further that. So that was one of my main points to entering into the EMS space while I'm studying for my exams.
Yeah. So many people out there are probably familiar with the TENS unit. They at some time in their life have had that. Tell me how I can think of a TENS unit on the knee, but then when I think of the EMS unit, what's the difference there? How did that make the difference?
So you can consider TENS to be highly specialized, right? The output, the conductivity, everything is designed for rehabilitation purposes, muscle stimulation to improve blood flow to the region to create a healing factor. Whereas when you look at EMS, it's more targeted growth. So you have strategic location of the pads to activate the most muscle possible in each location to get the best out of the equipment itself. But also the conductivity tends to be a little bit more spread out, more controlled. And in our particular suits, we use IST technology. So that's going to help us place the outputs on a more individual basis, but each having their own isolated specificity so that we can control that. Whereas the TENS unit, again, smaller, more localized, and probably far less output.
Very, very small.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What kind of people have y'all seen? Who succeeds the best? Who's a good candidate? I know everybody is.
Yeah,
everyone believe that.
Everyone is a candidate. Those that succeed are the ones that are consistent. Yes. Also, the ones that understand that this is part of the formula. So the biggest misconception out there is EMS is going to replace everything.
Right.
Come in for 15 minutes and you don't have to do anything else.
There you go.
But there's the fitness component, both strength and cardiovascular. There's the nutrition component, which is actually about 80% of your body composition. And then there's just the mental part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like confidence, etc.
Okay. And is that the same? Do you see any differences or?
No, I think it works for all ages. I mean, our range goes all the way from 18, which is our minimum age that you can train EMS, and all the way to 85.
85?
Yeah, so we have a huge range. I would say the average tends to be around 50, 50 to 55, and everyone has showcased positive results. And you have your basic physiological differences, right? You have low responders, hyper responders.
Yeah.
You see the same kind of range in EMS as well. The hyper responders within 4 to 6 weeks, they've already loved the way they look. Then you have the slow responders, but the one consistency that we see is when it comes to muscle density and just lean muscle growth, we see that across the board regardless of that range. So
nice.
I feel like that's a good aspect.
So for people that are still scratching their head, I know we will show them a video in a little bit, but they're still scratching their head and they say, well, what exactly is EMS? We've kind of said it, but if somebody just walked up to you and said, what's EMS? What are each of y'all going to tell them?
Okay, first. So essentially I would tell them that imagine your muscles, and the physiological phenomena of your muscles is completely functional by neurons, which is electrical. That's already happening on a base level. This is just us putting a human touch on it, where we take electricity targeted to each of those muscle fibers. And most people don't know, but you have 3 muscle fibers, right? Type 1, type 2A, and type 2X. And each of them are integrated into the exercise intensity. Slower, you get your first type, you get moderately higher, second type, and full extreme, third type. Here, the electricity is going to help you activate all those fibers, regardless of how you're mechanically functioning. So consider it kind of like your own fitness assistant. It's going to help your muscles get into activation, whether or not like you are achieving those levels.
Yeah.
So suit works as like a really good supplement for that. And the electricity just helps you pull, contract, get your muscles activated. And mind-muscle connection is also a huge part of it.
Yeah.
So suit assists in that as well.
So I say that EMS, electromuscle stimulation, contracts your muscle. And so it's being contracted the entire time. And so what we do is we're working against it, right? We're lengthening the muscle, which is actually the most effective way to build muscle.
Yeah.
There's three ways that muscles move. It's the concentric, which is the contraction, which is what EMS is, then the eccentric, which is lengthening, and then just isometric, which is like holding a plank, essentially.
Yeah.
So I just say we're holding the muscles in a contracted state for 15 minutes. We're working against it. When you're out there working alone, I mean, even just taking a walk, brain muscle connection is about 65% muscle fiber recruitment. EMS is about 95% muscle recruitment.
Wow. And I want to say right now, it doesn't hurt. You hear no pain, no gain. It's like, that's gotta hurt. No, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
And it's not a microwave.
It's not. People ask that.
I had one woman the entire time. I had to assure her that it is not a microwave.
You're not cooking in there. Under that
Yeah.
lawsuit. Oh, how funny. That is good. That's good. Okay. I think, So anything you want to say about the difference between fast twitch and slow twitch muscles?
Yeah, I mean, slow twitch muscle fibers are your long duration fibers.
Endurance.
So endurance based, so your runners, long distance. Your fast twitch are more explosive. They're also quicker to fatigue. So they're meant for short, intense durations and bursts.
Yeah.
So with the EMS suit, we can target each one specifically through what's called a pulse width. And that's going to help us just hone in on exactly what you need, which is another benefit, is that we can really fine tune what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So that's where the EMS suit tends to have a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
So, but that would be the thing.
And I will say, because all the people out there are going, I don't know about that. I'm working one-on-one usually, or two-on-one with one of y'all. And y'all are sitting there adjusting and checking on me the whole time. It's not like you lock us in a room like a tanning booth and we're like going like this. Okay. Awesome. That makes perfect sense. Well, I'll tell you what. We have a video, because I'm sure a lot of people at this point are like, Sue, what's this all about? So we're going to run a video, but I think we need to get, okay.
Here it goes.
Oh, okay. Y'all, I'm going to let y'all talk about it. Go ahead.
So that's the eFit device.
And this is our basic exercise pattern. While the suit's on, it's contracting and pulling all at the same time. And as you're going through the movements, you'll see the body want to contract and pull, and you're fighting against it, like Marisa was explaining.
15 minutes.
15 minutes, exactly. Also time it. We have a timer on the machine to keep us on track. Usually these Apple Watches and fitness equipment tends to do really well. And we're big on sanitation, right?
Yeah.
Making sure we get everything sanitized, perfect.
Yeah, I think it helped me a lot to know what the suit looked like. Like, what's this about?
These are our specialized undergarments. So you'll slip into these before the suit. They're 100% cotton, specifically designed to help penetrate the electricity deeper into the tissue. And we make sure everything's compressive. So there's minimal distance between the pads and the skin itself. And each of these electric pads are strategically placed for the maximum amount of recruitment.
Well, the 9 major muscle groups.
Of course.
So the electrodes go on the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, lower back, the abs, chest, upper back, biceps, triceps. Yeah.
We also do inner thighs, calves, and VMO muscle group as well as an accessory.
So the in body, this is what you do during your first appointment. And then from that point forward, you can hop on the in body at your discretion. But the in body measures everything going on internally. So muscle mass, fat mass, hydration level, visceral fat. We have to wet the electrodes or the suit in order for the current to conduct without stinging. So water is necessary. A lot of clients do ask why we spray the suit.
Spray.
And then sub-clients actually want themselves to be sprayed because they feel that they get a little bit more current out of that.
Yeah.
Looks like they're doing just slow, controlled movements here. We've updated our training since this video. So we now have, we didn't bring a training card. Oh, well.
Unfortunately.
We have training card. We have a specific training program. Every client gets a card and they follow, it's basically progression, right?
Yeah.
So your intensity increases, your pulse width increases, and your time increases too. And those are the three things that I guess if you want to relate it to like progressive overload in a gym, which is where you're constantly increasing your weight, maybe increasing your reps. Most likely you should be decreasing your reps and increasing your weight. But it's our version of progressive overload through our training program.
I like it. Yeah, I see y'all pull my card and I always think, I wonder what's on there.
Yeah.
Now, we do take care of documentation very seriously because we also want to make sure that each session that you're coming in for, you're better than the last one.
Yeah.
So now we have a physical, like metric-based thing that we can follow. So it tends to be really helpful.
Yeah, we'll record your final macro. So the macro is the big black dial at top, which controls all the electrodes.
Yes.
Then we have the micros on the bottom of the machine that controlled each individual electrode. So we have the ability to turn you up.
So, I'll say I need a little more in my arm.
So so if you want just your arms, biceps or triceps, then those go up or down. If you want all over, then the final macro, or not the final macro, the macro, the
large
big
macro
black
scale.
button goes up.
Okay.
But we do record the final macro too.
To make sure that you're always either in that vicinity or higher.
Okay. Okay. So I want to say for everyone out there, what I love about it is I like how y'all film that with the 15 minutes. So I know that this helps me not have excuses. I'll go, it only takes you an hour and 5 minutes, Marcia, because I have to drive down the toll road. I try to get there early in case the place I love to park, they're building a restaurant there. And I'm like, oh, good parking spot. I'm going to have to find another one eventually. But, it takes 15-minute drive. I go in, I maybe spend 5 minutes changing clothes, 15 minutes working out, 5 minutes putting my clothes back, 15 minutes. And it's just, I have no complaints. I can't get by with it with myself because it's like, you give it up an hour. And the thing I noticed, I have a granddaughter that when she was 4, she would be in this like high chair thing and you have to really pull good because her legs are stuck under there. And I'd start pulling muscles in my arms and finally I'd just lock my arm, and kind of pull her this way. And she, she's 50 something pounds now, a year and a half later. And so anyhow, now I'm not locking my arms. I'm picking her up and doing it. And the reason I even went is a friend of mine, she's also a massage therapist. So she's continually using her arms, but she went like this. And I was like, oh my gosh, what have you been doing? And they were guns. They were guns. And she's like, well, I'm just doing me and do. And I'm like, what is it? And I want to know and all that. So, and, once you've done it once, the first time I'm like, what is this suit's going to feel like? Is it going to hurt? Is it going to this? No, it doesn't hurt. It actually kind of gets fun and challenging because you kind of get used to a certain amount of it's like a little bit of vibration you feel or whatever. And then, like I said, I'll go, okay, you can turn up my abdomen. You can turn up this. You can turn up that. And, I might say, oh, I only want the 3-pound weight. And somebody else may say, I'll take the 10-pound weight. I'm a sissy. It's like, let me do this at my own pace. And y'all don't push us. Every workout's different. We've got something new set up. And I'm like, oh, that's different. And it's just, you make it fun. So for all you weenies out there like me, it's going to be fine. I promise you. Okay. What surprises new clients the most?
The fact that 15 minutes is over.
Yes.
So the first appointment is very different than any other session after that, just because it's brand new, right? You haven't experienced EMS. So we have 2 phases. First 3 minutes, we just slowly introduce each muscle group with the current, right?
Yes.
Then you get to relax. We set everything up. What we were talking about earlier, the micros.
Yeah.
Right. We set that up. And then we spend 12 minutes doing 1 exercise per minute. So that's very slow and controlled, just because you do have that going on. In fact, a client about 2 weeks ago, I guess she came in for her first appointment and she described it as having 100 Theraguns on her body.
Really?
In a good way. In a good way.
Okay,
Like in a
right.
in a like, it's like massaging her kind of way.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can get that. Okay. So I remember vividly Karen and Vera, my 2 friends that had done it, saying, you're going to be sore afterwards. You're kind of okay for a day.
Right.
And then you're sore, but I love that. And you know why I love that? Because if you go for a good workout in the gym, you're sore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Raj, anything, biomedical, chemical? Not that Marisa can answer that one too, but
So the way I look at soreness, and it's a thing that like we love explaining to our clients is, yes, you're going to be sore because again, as Marisa explained, you're going to get pulled up to that 90 to 95% contraction rate. So your muscles are going like on a much more hyperactive scale because there are limiters in our mind that protect us from overdoing ourselves.
okay.
Because it's a multifunctional system. So you have tendons, ligaments, muscles. Your muscle bellies will adapt far quicker than your tendons and ligaments. So this limiter gets placed so that you don't overstress them and has tears.
Yeah.
That's why when you look at bodybuilders who are on anabolics and they're lifting these heavy duty weights, their muscle bellies are perfectly capable, but the tendons lag behind. And then you have these pec tears and bicep tears. There where the EMS comes in is that 90% contraction is done in a controlled and safe way. Like you're not going to be lifting 80 pounds, 90 pounds.
Yeah.
It's very lightweight, but the contraction element is similar to lifting that high.
Okay.
So this soreness that you're feeling is that deep activation at those rates that where the lactic acid and everything is start more, the production and the release tends to be a lot higher. But one of the caveats is soreness is a good indicator of doing something new, that being introduced to something that your body has not been used to.
Yeah.
But a better indication of a great workout is fatigue.
Oh.
So a good way to think about it is if on your regular day, every day at 3 p.m., you have a certain base level energy, then after you start doing men do, now at 3 p.m., you feel a little bit more tired. That's how you know that your body's adapting.
Yeah.
So, and you'll feel the soreness initially because again, your body has never been used to a 90% contractile rate. And then as you get used to it, that's how you progress and increase your macro over time because now your body's adapting.
Oh.
And you'll realize your soreness level peaks and then starts falling down and stabilizing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that tends to be the
After a
physiological
while, I was
phenomenon.
like, I'm not getting sore anymore, but I figured I had reached a new level.
New level, of course, yeah.
Anything you want to say about?
Yeah, I mean, soreness. We're prone to think that you have to be sore in order for something to be effective,
Yeah.
and that's just not necessarily the case. But like he said, if you've never done anything, I mean, for instance, I went rock climbing.
Oh,
Never been rock climbing. Forearms just, I mean, gone for like a week. But because I'd never, had pulled myself up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very typical to get sore on a more regular basis, I guess, because it is something new, or we change the workouts, or you're progressing with the intensity. But think of it this way, like when you come in and, you get a good workout, right? Your heart rate's up, you're sweating, like, you were challenged, right?
Yes.
A day or two later, you may or may not be sore, right? It just kind of depends. Like, did we wake some muscles up? Did we create some more tears?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
did we not, kind of thing?
Right.
But yeah, I think the way to measure that is were you challenged and were you pushed during, not just EMS, but any workout that you do.
Mm-hmm.
So rated perceived exertion, right? It's like if you're going to go for a walk, that's like zone 1 training, just like tit-tat kind of thing and just talk about your day versus, come in for 15 minutes. And there's clients that start off with like, they're just like chatty and then it's just like focus.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I've seen some get really focused.
Mhm.
I'm more your chit-chatty one.
Yeah.
I'm more one of those. I always tell people when you, and I know you can be focused for 15 minutes. I sure can. But if they're not enjoying it, they won't keep doing it.
Of course.
That's true too.
So
Yeah.
I have to remember, I'm never going to be one of y'all that goes in there and just kills it because I don't like that.
Right.
It's not my nature. So I won't come back. So I just come in there and enjoy myself.
Of course.
But that, I mean, that describes like, good population of our clients. We have clients that come in for physiotherapy. We have clients that come in because they're looking for that solid transformation. Like these are people that supplement Mandu with gym workouts also, like weightlifting workouts.
Yeah.
And so they're just like completely ripped, both male and female.
Wow.
Then we've got the younger population that are starting to come in, which is great. I love that. These are, women that are getting married, so they want their arms to look good, etc. So we get a big range of clients, and like, like what you were saying, not everyone wants to max out and, get to 100. We have clients that do want to get all the way up to 100, which is the max on the black dial.
Okay.
And you're usually like, I'm good at 48, and that's fine because that's what it works for you. Because honestly, I can't get past, I think 52 is my highest.
56.
Oh, I don't remember that. That was good.
He knows
Um,
56.
Yeah, that's the hardest part I think about EMS is we don't know what you're feeling, right? We can
Yeah.
only kind of sum it up through our experience training maybe about 100-ish different clients, a week.
Yeah.
So you have to communicate to us what you're feeling, and only when it's too much or when you can take more.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. There was somebody next to me that wanted to plank and it was turned up really high. I thought, but for those people, it's great.
Yeah,
It's great, especially for the people that are doing something else on top of EMS. I would think I bet they can tell a difference in how much more muscle mass they're getting.
Oh, of course.
The ones that start adding it versus they were just working out at the gym.
I mean, I can speak to that. So
Please do.
when I started Mandu, before coming on board, I had gone for 3 times, just 3 sessions.
Yeah.
And I went home afterwards to get on my bike. I do indoor cycling. And I've been doing spin since 2002.
Since spin was spin.
Pretty much, yeah, when it first came out. And so on my bike, if you're familiar with spinning, you know that you know your settings, right? You know that your standing climb is not going to be over 68 because you want nice rotations, not a pound.
Right.
Anyway, so I went home and I went to do my standing climb and I almost fell off my bike because I had to turn the resistance up. So in 3 sessions, I gained that much power and strength. I'm not talking like muscle definition. I just mean like kind of internal power and strength. Core stability is
huge.
Is like the quickest thing. So we have a fairly new, she's been on for about a month, a 72-year-old client. Came in, I did her first appointment and I was constantly just like, I'm spotting her because it's like she's,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And now she just walks.
Very stable.
Oh yeah. And that was in about 2 weeks. And she's 3 times a week. So that after 6 sessions, now she's just like, she's still, she wants to work on her posture. But it's like, she's just she's
getting
walking.
Better.
Yeah. Her gait is very strong compared to the wobble.
I totally believe that because I could tell I missed it this week. Like if I'm squatting down, getting something really low, how I get up, I'm like, you just didn't have quite as much as you could have. Or, you're like y'all, you guys can't see in the studio, but if we tried to go through over there between the cameras, it's like, you better be real sure-footed.
Right.
If I'm current with my workout.
Yeah.
I've got otherwise I'm like, I don't want them to find me on the floor. I think
that's core stability.
Through that. Yes. So how many times a week do you recommend people go?
At least 2, 3 would be great. But not everyone has the schedule, to get the 3 in. But 2's perfect. And again, like I said, there are people, for instance, I'm one that just does EMS for my strength training. But it can be complemented with everything out there. So Pilates, running. What else is there? Spinning, yoga.
Yoga.
I mean, everything. The only thing that we ask is not to combine strength training back to back. So, for instance, if you do Mandu for your strength, then the next day just don't do anything heavy, right?
Yeah.
So Pilates would be totally fine because that's resistance training, not necessarily strength training.
So I think I know the answer to this. It can't be that perfect. Does it help with it just left me. Like Pilates, flexibility.
Yes.
Yes? Yeah. Oh, I love that.
In a way, because normally in flexibility, we have a few clients. I specifically work with the client, like just one-on-one, where we've been improving her hip mobility and flexibility. Before, she couldn't even get to a 90-degree squat, and now she gets squatting to the heels. And every time she comes in, she loves to kind of like push her limits.
Yeah.
So we've seen like direct firsthand experience of their flexibility improving at a very quick rate.
That is.
I think I worked with her for about
since she started.
But it was about 3 weeks in. We started noticing that that little barrier that she couldn't cross, like she blew past it, and it was fantastic. And I've seen that result be replicated across other clients as well, including myself. My flexibility is horrible. And I could never squat below like your basic regular squat position from the gym. I put on the suit just one time. One time. And, we did it for a client. Got it all the way up to 100 just for fun.
Oh my
and then
gosh, this is bragging, isn't it?
No, some people can reach 100 so easily. Anyway, sorry.
Wow.
So after that, my flexibility, like honest to God, went up a whole new level.
No.
And people who know me know that I can never touch my toes.
Yeah.
No matter how hard I tried.
Yeah.
But now, like, I can touch my toes.
Wow.
And I noticed that directly as a result of doing that one EMS session. And I think there's like a good testament to just having your entire body being activated and at such a high level where your body's like, whoa, I've never been at this range before.
Yeah.
So let me just quickly adapt because I think this is going to happen again.
Yes.
So I feel like my body underwent like a really quick transformation.
So.
But we do see it across the board. So
wow. Okay. That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay. For any other skeptics that might be out there, they're going to say, well, what's the research? What kind of measurable results are there? Both of y'all can go for that one. Whoever wants to go first.
Well, there's so for people who do want to look at research, there's 3 research papers out there done relatively recently since 2022, 2023, 2021. One is by Akaji, and I think it's a Japanese scientist group. And the other one is Mukherjee, and the last one is Hap. So all 3 basically did it on the same fundamental principle, which is how does EMS improve muscle hypertrophy, strength, and overall recruitment? I think Hap, which was done in 2021 or 2022, was a meta-analysis study, which is the only type of scientific study that has a lot of value because you're comparing multiple other studies and then putting it all together and testing it to see if they all have a consistent pattern. So they found visible results that are in the muscle hypertrophy range, muscle power range. So EMS can recruit muscle, can increase muscle hypertrophy, and it also improves density, which is a huge factor. Now, density, the way you look at it is how much lean tissue is in your physique. For example, in this particular study, they were trying to look at the difference between myofibrillar and sarcoplasmic. So in layman terms, sarcoplasmic is fluid within the cells, which is your initial pump, right? When you go to the gym, you feel a little sore and you're like, whoa, I got a few inches on my bicep or quads or whatever. But then if you don't go, the instant deflation, like you're popping a balloon, the sarcoplasmic is just fluid retention in the muscle cell itself. And there's myofibrillar, which is the fibers stacking on top of each other more and more and more. This is muscle density. So when you flex and some people are like, oh, that's kind of soft. Others are like, whoa, that's rock hard. Density is the rock hard part. So they found that that type of growth is more fundamental in EMS training. And they pretty much arrived at the conclusion that not only is it a great supplement to other forms of training, like Marisa was saying, you can lift in the gym and then come here and do EMS as well. You get a double benefit, but it's also one of the better alternatives to just, hey, you don't like the gym? Come in here 15 minutes and you'll get pretty solid results for the same amount of not equivalent time. So I would say in a gym, I'd say the average time is 45 minutes. In 15 minutes, you could get that for sure.
Yeah.
But that in itself is a whole new phenomenon way it works. And it's a little bit logical too. For example, when I go to the gym, I work out for an hour and a half. But I'm also taking 3 minutes break per exercise.
There you go.
I'm also moving around. I'm also trying to find a machine. So it's a lot of fluff time.
Didn't even think of that.
Yeah. But when you do EMS, it's straight 15 minutes of constant work. So, and if you tie that down to the gym and you just do constant, I'd probably be done in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So in that logical format, that's where, EMS can get you the benefit, but the recruitment is what equivalates to 90 minutes or more than that.
Right.
Because for me to get that muscle recruitment in a gym requires a warm-up set, then a working set, then finally me getting close to failure, I'm reaching that 80 percentile, right? Because again, that brain limiter I explained before. But in EMS, right off the bat, you're at that 85% range. So now that's that equivalence rate. So when people say, 15 minutes equates a certain amount of time, is this physiological phenomenon and the recruitment and the percentages. All of it goes hand in hand. It's not like, oh yeah, cool. It's like a hyperbolic time chamber or something. So you actually have very scientific based phenomenon that explain all this stuff.
Yeah.
So those 3 studies are great for anyone to reference to.
Yeah.
So Mukherjee, Hap, and Akaji. These are the 3 ones.
Good to know. Good to know. So were y'all, when you first heard about it, were you like, this is just too good to be true?
For me, I never believed in alternative medicine. Because again, I'm a medical graduate. So whenever people talk to me about homeopathy or stuff like this, I'm just like, no, even chiropractic, I'm like,
We
but
didn't learn it in school. It's not
a thing.
Right.
So when that helped my knee, it was a combination of acupuncture and the TENS unit, it kind of made the doors a little bit more easy for me. So I walked in to the interview with Marisa and our director and president with full intention of, I believe it. It helped me. So I know I have evidence-based. But before that, I had no option.
Yeah.
So when I walked in there, I was like, this is my last resort because I don't want to get surgery. So I was
Right.
like, screw it, let's try it. And it worked out. So kind of got lucky in that format. So
What about you?
I have a very open mind, generally speaking. And then when it comes to fitness, I mean, like I said, I've started in the 90s. So is that like 30 years ago or something? So I've seen everything, right? And I've pretty much probably tried everything too. So I was willing that Bandu actually caught me at the right time. I just left a job where I was on the road every other week, like literally left Monday morning at 8:30, didn't come back till about Friday, 6 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So that's hotels, Airbnbs, I mean, driving all over Texas. So to have someone or to have me who, worked out at least 5 times a week, now it was maybe 3 times a month if I was lucky.
Oh.
So I left that job and I was ready to kind of get my life back together. And I got that call from Mandu. So I was open to it. And again, going back to that, going home and getting on my bike and having to turn my resistance up after years of never going past that, that opened up my eyes. I'm like, okay, let me understand a lot more about what this is and the why. I need to know the why behind everything. And speaking of density, I can talk to that too, because it does build muscle.
Yes. Oh yeah. So I started and did it for about 6 months, and then I was born with the wrong kind of heart valve, so I took like 6 months off. But I even went to a different doctor about something during that period of time. So it's 1 year later. I did it for about 6 months, took 6 months off. And when I got on their in-body, I had gained 2.5 pounds of muscle, and it hadn't gone away. And I'm like,
oh, you're lucky.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah. And then I have another friend who spends her summers works cooler. She's one of those smart, lucky people. And she said she never noticed losing anything over the summer. So now you've heard a different story to put in your repertoire. Speaking of stories, y'all have already told a bunch, but any other fun ones? Like I love the one about the 72-year-old lady who didn't even study, but anybody else that you like to talk about or you've enjoyed? Good, bad, funniest story, craziest story.
It's like there's so many.
I'm trying to think of a good one. I would say one of our favorites is one of our clients who had a car accident, came in, and his entire theme of training was just to stand there and just take it up all the way, 100, all the micros put to max, and he would just
stand there.
Yeah, just stand there and rock. And even though he was just standing there, he was having visible results, and he was quite happy with it.
Crazy.
But then,
I think I saw him one day.
Yeah, of course.
I think he's afraid to move or something.
Yeah, it was because I think he hurt his back pretty bad, so he was very terrified of like moving. Yeah, so he had good results, but then after a while, it started to plateau. So then Marisa convinced him to start moving. Again, that's the client that asked me to join him in the same standing position. That was fun. But now he moves. He has his own little workout routine he does, and it's probably one of our favorites. Does a ton of good work.
Yeah.
I think dropped over 25 pounds over like 4 months. Seeing visible, like, muscle everywhere. And he's also 73, 72.
Yeah, I had a birthday. That's right.
Yep. So yeah, even at that age, and he works regularly.
Yeah, he's not retired yet.
He's not retired.
Cool.
So he's always on the move, traveling. But even then, he's putting on muscle, dropping weight, and it's very diligent. 3 times a week without a fail. Like, so he's one of my favorites for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
I guess I've got to get a little more.
Our favorites.
Hey, what about you?
Well, I was just going to kind of, what's it called? Tag
along,
pigtail on that. So Raj and I hope our whole team, we do have a lot of I guess, investment in our clients. So for instance, with this one man, I just realized that he was plateauing. So we take all this into account. Plus we have our own experiences. Rod
Right.
obviously works out at the gym. I've, been working out since the 90s again. So yeah, once I noticed that he was plateauing, it's like, okay, let's get you moving now, because that really is kind of the concept, is to work against the current.
Yeah.
But it did work for, that client. So like you came in and you saw him and wondered what he did. So other clients did too. They asked us, so they wanted to try it. So
Of
for a
course.
while there, we had everyone.
Everybody was coming in just standing
Oh,
there.
yeah, it's called. No one's gonna know, but
No
it
one's
was
gonna-
called workout.
Yeah.
And then I got to the point where I'm like, hold on a second. Like, yes, there is some,
some benefit, but
Some
not
benefit.
right, but we got to get back to what EMS is, and it's working against the contraction.
Yeah.
So we still have clients that kind of go back and forth, like maybe they're tired that day or whatever, because it does take more effort to move against the the contraction versus just
just
give me
locking
more, give
in.
me more, give me more kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know, kind of got off on that tangent, but I guess what made me think of that is even if you come once a week or 3 times a week, we care that you're going to get something out of it.
Yeah. I think that's great, though. It just says so much about EMS. Like I said, I tell all my friends, but not enough of them come. So I'm glad we kind of dispelled some of the myths here
Of course.
today. That, even if you just stood there with it on, it's working. And also, we need to mention to people, it's on and then it turns off.
For a few seconds.
So
they're not doing this for 15 minutes. It's not, vibrating their muscle. I'll just call it vibrating.
Or contracting.
Contracting.
Yes. Yeah. So from the get-go, you are 4 and 4, which means 4 seconds on, 4 seconds off.
Okay.
Usually in the beginning too, you'll move for the entire time, right? Because it's only 4 and 4.
Yes.
The max is 26. So 26 seconds on, 4 seconds off. Usually once we get to about 16 seconds, I think, that's when people will move for the 16 seconds. And the minute you feel it go off, they take their break.
Yeah.
And then you come back on it for 16 or 20, 22, 24, 26.
Yeah.
But 26 seconds on is the max that we do. And it's always 4 seconds off. And that's just FDA safety protocol. So it's not 15 minutes totally, pulsing.
Yes.
So what do you think? Okay. Could a person do it 5 days a week if they wanted to? For all of our overachievers out there that are listening to this.
I would say no.
Not according to the FDA.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be FDA compliant. So one, you do need a rest period. Even, in my opinion, even if you go to the gym on Monday and you do total body, then you should rest from the strength part of it, right? Not, go for a run, go do yoga. As far as like, I think everybody, and like literally every space body needs rest, because that's how you repair. That's how you build the muscle is by letting it repair, sleep, basically, right?
Right.
So we did talk about doing upper body one day, lower body the next day, upper, lower. But again, I didn't want to start that trend.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just a lot. It's actually, speaking of FDA, you can't get on the schedule back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
It's
cool.
against the policies.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted for the overshift. No, I don't. I think I like getting upper and lower at the same time. Because if you just did lower, that means I definitely have to get back for the second time that week.
For the upper,
overachievers would be the Fit 12, which means 3 times a week.
Okay.
And they're probably the ones that are also going to the gym
alongside
2 times a week. And they're also getting on the bike or going for a run or, something.
Okay. Is there any contraindications? Who should not do it?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. So a pacemaker and any heart issues, any seizure issues. So we have when you create your account to come and try us out for the first time, it's imperative to sign the waivers. And so those forms will go over any of the reasons to restrict EMS or to really avoid EMS.
Of course.
Yeah. Good point there. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I had any. So it's good for athletes, people with injuries. They can actually nurse those back. So do you see AI as starting to jump into it? Because to me, man do in EMS is what AI is to the rest of the world. Does that make sense? Like I pulled up, I pull up AI so many times. What color shoes should I wear with this outfit? I'll even do that, or, I'll take a picture of a certain pill and, that maybe knew the doctor prescribed and say, tell me any side effects. So, anyhow, we use it for everything. To me, AI is that for exercise. Now, that's just a consumer opinion. It's like exercise on steroids. But do y'all see real AI or technology changing anything very soon?
I mean, it's out there already. You can do EMS on your own. It's just not the same quality. That makes sense?
Yeah.
You're not going to get the same amount of current.
Right.
It's going to be the, home-based version.
Right.
So I don't see, I don't know. You know technology more than I do.
I would say AI does have a space in fitness in general, but also for EMS specifically, because when you take into account all the different metrics that we're operating with to make sure the suit does get the best benefit out of each client. Then again, each client is different, different goals, different aesthetic opinions on how they want their body to look. I think AI can help us definitely, because EMS itself, it's still growing, still, I would say, infantile in its stages. And as it gets more and more mature, I feel like AI can accelerate that pattern by understanding and also mapping out, okay, maybe 75% is the max you need to go before diminishing returns. Or maybe it can be like, oh, rather than 16 seconds or 26 seconds, maybe the ideal amount is 18 seconds of activity. Just help us fine tune and hone in on that. So being able to understand that data, make sense of it, and then give it back to us in a much more refined way. I feel like AI can help us do that as a researcher point of view. Second, I also think it can help modulate outcome. So for example, in a more complex scenario, maybe you're doing a lower body exercise. The AI can pick up, okay, maybe those sensors are activating. Let me boost up those lower body electrodes faster.
Or muscle imbalances would be really good.
So I feel like AI can
that would
do
be
that.
really good.
So I think in that way, AI does have a foothold in that aspect to be able to come in there and make it even more opportune, to make it even more optimized, if anything like that. Also to understand what's happening on a physiological level as well. So understanding blood work and in-body stuff to be able to make sense of it and say, hey, maybe this strength tier 5, level 22, not good enough. Maybe bump it up, drop it down. So I think in that way for sure. And also I feel like having something to be able to adjust things on the fly fast, far quicker than a human can. Because you have the machine, you have to go through
and
each
y'all
one.
are sitting there
dial
tuning everything.
I think it'd be cool to just have an AI operate all of that based on the feedback of the muscle contraction, the heart rate, the oxygen, everything. So we're just focusing on the movements, ensuring the rehab, ensuring the functionality, ensuring that, you are contracting as effectively as possible. Would make both the customer experience and the trainer experience amazing.
And AI and everything's growing so fast.
Fast.
You could have machines in there before you know it, and they'll go, hey, we thought you might like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think,
Well, this has been invaluable because you're going to help me, because all my friends that I tell about it and I say, you need to go, I'm just going to say, go watch the podcast. I'll understand everything about it.
Right.
But I would like from each of you a final word of anything you'd like to say in general, but do answer the question. If there's somebody out there that's still hesitant somehow after everything we've talked about, give them the pep talk of what they need to think about.
The first session is free.
There you go. Hello.
Yeah. Oh, and also, we do our best to make it a private session too.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So it just kind of depends on the time of year, how busy we are. But for the most part, it'll be just you and the trainer.
Yeah.
So kind of helps out with the intimidation factor.
Yes.
Of course.
Or comfort factor also.
Yeah.
No one else is in the studio but you, and it's free.
Yeah. Can't be.
Yeah.
And I also think we're not cookie cutter in any way. So each client, we try to work with them specifically. So we do generate that level of care. So Marcia, you come in, I have a specific routine for you, comes in for him. X client, Y client, Z client. We try our very best to understand each client on a deep fundamental level and help them get to their goals. So our like library of exercise is constantly updating. We always keep trying to learn, keep looking at research, share that amongst each other.
Yeah.
And even though the trainers do change based on the day, we're all communicating with each other so that, hey, Marsha's coming in. This is what I've been doing with her. Just run this program. So that level of teamwork is also
Community, yeah.
existing. So we do ensure that your experience is going to be different and suited to you and tailored for you specifically. That's one of the things we try to be very prideful on. So,
And also, I've been spending a lot of my free time researching perimenopause and menopause.
Yes.
So I didn't learn that in school. And then when I had my studios, majority of my clients were 20 something to like 40 something. I had a few, 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And their mindset was different. They weren't there for the appearance. What's that word that I'm looking for? Like vanity.
aesthetic appeal.
Yeah, aesthetic. I was looking for aesthetic. They weren't there for that. They were there to just keep the bone density, keep the muscle, keep the heart
Yes.
healthy.
Yes.
So it's a very different mindset now, kind of like late 40s plus. And he and I kind of go back and forth too on, how do we make EMS most effective for majority of our female clients?
Yes.
Because there's so much put out there that is geared toward the man and not the woman. And obviously we are completely different species, but when it comes to how we train,
Yeah.
makes a huge difference into how we benefit from it.
Yeah.
They have it easy. We don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. It really is true when it comes to like musculature.
Oh, yeah. Testosterone
They
versus
can build-
estrogen.
Yeah.
Build muscle so much
Mhm.
faster. Yeah. 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 I love it. Well, thank y'all so
Of course.
much.
Thank you so
This has
much.
been great. So if anybody out there is wanting to know more about Mandu, how are they going to get in touch with you guys?
Mandu.com, MANDUU,
Mhm.
2 U's. Give us a call, send us an email, and we'll get you scheduled.
And we're in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, we're
Dallas,
in Dallas.
Texas, Preston Center.
I take it back. I thought of one other thing.
Of
Mhm.
course.
Quick. So somebody in our office just came and visited with y'all, and she did Mandu forever but moved too far away. Her workout is still an EMS, but it's 20 minutes. Y'all's is 15. What's the difference? Am I getting as good a workout as she?
Yeah, so we offer direct current as of now. We are the only ones that do direct current. Everyone else does alternate currents,
Okay.
which isn't a
That
bad thing.
No, it's not
Right.
bad, but it just takes 5 minutes more to get the same results. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
the
I mean,
output specifically, yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
DC is, again, more stable, more seamless. So the intensity that you're working at for 15 will equate almost to 20 minutes. You could go higher, like that 15 minute could be 20 minutes, but again, you're going to start hitting those diminishing returns. So 15 minutes is the most optimal time under DC, which is also like just a little bit more efficient for everyone else.
And
So we keep that going.
It's the best news I could ever hear.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And if you're not in Dallas, Texas, but you're interested in doing this kind of workout, look up EMS
Yes.
training. Now you guys have more locations around the country and in Texas, but there's other different kinds of trainers around the country, but I've got the best here. I'm sorry. But if you've enjoyed this, join us for our bonus session on Patreon. We're going to get into what would their dream gym be? If they could dream where the future of this is going to go, what would it be? So join us next time for more Insights with Marcia.